Peace YouTube, this is Fleurbrun coming to you today with a new topic of discussion. Check on it. I'll wait until a few check in. Peace to the east, west, north, and the south. Uh, they might be blocking me. Well, it says no one's here. I should know better. So, this is interesting. It's the first time that's happened. I'll wait until a few people check in. I think YouTube is upset with me for posting some really telling videos. Wow, there's nobody on here? YouTube, are you upset? Is anyone here? Hello, hello, hello. Wow, it's the first time that's happened. It says there's no one on here. I can't. There we go. Oh, wow. Y'all are here. Hey, everyone. Yeah, they blocked you for a second. I was like, they're probably mad because hey, Salu. They're mad yesterday because I posted, I was blowing spots. Hey, Monique. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Crystal. Check on in. Hey, Christine. I'm not going to get in because I'll probably piss them off. Hey, Sister Sirius. I'm probably going to bother your peace of mind, so I always give you a fair warning. So I should probably ask for a like as you walk in. Oh, as you know, Fleurbrun isn't politically correct. So if you've known me over the years, I hope you're not expecting me to be like some like light, love and light, like perfected, like like, oh, that isn't me. I'm a saucy Creole from Mount Vernon, New York. You know what I mean? And I'm about that life. Hey, Susu. All right, so let's get into the topic real quick. I don't want to. I'm probably not going to stay on too long because I want to get about my business. I just had something to eat and it bothers me. I'm hating all food. I lost like 15 pounds, but I'm hating all food right now. I don't know how y'all feel, but my alien DNA is being all kinds of activated. All right, so we're gonna get on hydroxychloroquine. Hey, Bunny. Um, People starting off already. Ebony's starting off already. What she come here saying craziness? Who's the pin in the photo? Who's the pinned photo? Gorgeous. Oh, you're talking about I put the Joker in the photo. I hope they have the wait, is the photo changed? I hope they didn't change my photo. Is my pin still the Joker? Please let me know if my pin is still there. They change my stuff all the time. Can someone tell me if the Joker, because he's taking meds. I hope they didn't change my pin. They do this all the freaking time. It's still there? Okay, you see the Joker? All right. He's high. He said he's happy taking his drugs. All right, so I'm gonna get it in. So lately you've been seeing this brown woman who's been sensationalized and promoted all through social media. And I know it's crazy because, it's very interesting that people will do the work of the agenda of others. So they place this person up front. She's a woman of color and she's really feisty. And because she's so passionate, and she's backing one of your president's drugs that, mind you, he has bought up a company and pharmaceuticals, so he begs to favor financially from y'all buying hydroxychloroquine. But I didn't tell you that. Let me wait. Dr. Stella, I didn't tell you that. Let me stop. Shh. Okay. Hydroxychloroquine has been bought up by, your president and some of his cronies, and they stand to benefit from y'all, big pharma, and them prescribing it. So right before the poll shift, they pimping out their bunkers. I didn't tell you. Okay, I didn't tell you. So So it's interesting to me that even my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, they're all sending the same videos. Now, they're not in our neck of the woods. And I'm getting everyone sending their rah-rahing this woman. Oh, she's talking. Oh, she's saying that. Now, family, come on, tell me you're not falling for the okie doke. Please tell me that you didn't just jump on that bandwagon that was being propelled and promoted like all kinds of, tornadoes and, all kinds of winds going through everybody's social media. Please don't tell me because she's passionate, because she's a brown woman. You fell for the okie doke, did y'all? Come on, but keep it real. Keep it real. Just let me know. Because she was down with the aliens. You know, I like her. I like her banter about the succubus and incubus. I will say this. She was doing prayers. Remember, she's a Christian. So I already told you, if Brown, this is my opinion. Christians are going to come after me because I'm just going to state something. You know, when somebody is suffering from Stockholm syndrome in one way, do you think it doesn't impair them or impede them in another? Okay? She's straight up a Christianite. Like, she's one of those fanatical Christians too. Okay, I do like her conversation about succubus and incubus. She's absolutely right. She does speak on aliens. So I kind of like that kind of conversation. But I'm just letting you know, y'all, she's been promoted and pushed out there because she is supporting an agenda of your president of the United States of Fakes America. Y'all want to take drugs? Y'all want to be on hydroxychloroquine? You want to be on a medication? You trust Big Pharma, and do you know that it was created and most of that pharmaceutical was made in China, right? Y'all don't listen. There's a Trojan horse, and Trump is in that Trojan. Okay, so as much as I tell you, I'm not far right, and I'm definitely not far left, but I'm somewhere in the middle. I just say, please, if you aren't trying to be down with any pharmaceutical, you shouldn't support anything that's promoted. Why didn't they promote the tea from Madagascar? How come no one's saying, oh, I brought the tea to the hospital and I gave everybody an herbal tea and everyone seemed fine? How come Madagascar's tea that was supposedly healing and it was proven to heal so many people in Africa has just disappeared? Who got paid? How come nobody's promoting that? Because that country isn't isn't part of the okie doke crew. They're not down with they're not down with the crew here. You know, the ones that make money off of your woes, make money off your fears and your paranoia. Look at the Joker. He said he's good taking his medication. I want you to look at the pin. Step out of this video. I just want you to take a look at the pin. I want you to look at the pin real well and look at the Joker. He looks all kinds of wild and crazy. And the majority of people that are somewhat crazy are all medicated. So I'm just saying to you, when you see a brown woman, just because it's brown, just because she's a woman, just because you know Planet X and we have home court advantage, don't let them give you controlled opposition. Don't fall for the okie doke. She is a setup for a lined pocket for United Fakes of America, so they can line their pockets so their bunks can pimp out their bunkers. Did you ever see the pimped out bunkers? Did you and your family get the golden ticket? Did you get the golden ticket? I got the golden ticket. Did you guys get the golden ticket? To go and have yourself nice and comfy and central air underneath the ground while everybody else is suffering from, their own, non-awareness during the pole shift? Did they invite you to go go chill out? Hey, Robert, to go chill out with their people under the ground? Okay, so until you have an invitation, or unless you hang in with those people and you're in the know, do know that anything that's being promoted especially in promotion of anything that pharmaceutical has to do with, you sure already know it's infiltrated. There isn't any pharmaceutical that they should be promoting to you when they have an option of herbal tea. I haven't even heard your President Trump mention the tea. Hey, Trump, big up to listen, Trump. I wanted to say, make America non-fake again. Big up to Trump. Trump, Trump, I want to get a hat that says, make America not fake again. I want a hat that represents realness. Okay? Don't fall for the okie doke. Brown people, you are being played like a fiddle. You got a fake Mason with somebody's knee on his neck, and people been running Floyd's name. The man has been dead for years. He isn't a real character. He doesn't even have a social security number. And y'all sitting there going out protesting for a brother who didn't even like brown women. See, I told you I'm going to offend you. I'm sorry. If you're coming in the house, this video might be something you may not like me. It's okay. Sometimes my girlfriends sometimes my girlfriends are just like, Del, you go too far. Okay, this is one of those videos. All right. People are still yelling a brown man's name right now who was a Mason, who didn't like brown women, who was doing porn, who was dead years ago and doesn't have a social security number. Okay? Brown people, wake up. They never cared that you were hung or as cops were stopping you years ago. All of a sudden they care right before an election. Okay? Purge 2020, election year. Okay? Now you got a brown woman. They always talking about brown women are disgusting, too loud, too aggressive, not pretty enough, even though they're kidnapping mostly brown women and raping them and producing children and taking their eggs. But I diverge, okay? But you gonna believe them when they promote a woman talking all kinds of passionate about a drug that she has no stake in making any money off of. But your Willy Wonkas do. And it's interesting, they bought stocks and bonds about 5 to 6 years ago with hydroxychloroquine. It's interesting that I shared a video with you from a show, a series called The Event, when very much in the event, the scene that I showed to you that they blocked in the US and in Canada that I can't share with you, they blocked it. If you're on my IG, you already saw the clip, talking about how they could pre-plan a fake pandemic and make everyone test everyone's DNA to see if anybody's, a non-terrestrial. Do watch that movie. And they make you pay for it. It's an old series. They make you pay for it because they can't tell you that for free. They got to make you go into archives to get that information, right? Who's taking hydroxychloroquine? Who's taking it? You gonna take it? You gonna trust the same people that put fluoride in your water, that genetically homogenize your food? Instead of them saying take medication, why don't they say, you know what, let's make our food cleaner. Let's take some fluoride out of the water. Let's make sure everyone's drinking a little bit of hydrogen in the water. Let's make sure that we're pushing and promoting more holistic, healthy, naturopathic foods so that people's immune systems aren't compromised. Let's make sure we're not adding radiation to the cocktail, making people sicker that are already fearful and sick of wearing masks and petri dishes on their face. Why don't we take care of that? Do not believe a brown woman just because she's yay-yang for a team. She's another sellout. All those doctors looking at her crazy, they don't even like her. I'm sick of brown people being so easily swayed because you see a brown person promoting something. Stop it. Jordan and all of them were promoting $200 sneakers and you still broke. While he's still riding in the wind and got the baddest underground bunker. Where have you seen him? Where are his children? So stop following other people's lead, trying to lead you into, there isn't any reprieve, family. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm the person that's the one that's going to tell you they ain't giving you a savior. They're not trying to save your lives. They don't want you here. They trying to get rid of as many people as possible. So if you think by chance that they would have a cure for something that they have a patent for, you're very confused. And they don't like brown people, especially brown women, because they're the bottom of the barrel. Remember, as above, so below. We're going up into higher placement, but they don't like brown women, especially foreign brown women, but they're going to promote her and then clown her at the same time. So they promote her saying, oh yes, she's doing, because she's promoting to line their pockets, but in the same breath they're disrespecting her, saying she's a crazy person because she believes in aliens and incubus and succubus. You see what I'm saying, family? Don't follow the okie doke. Hydroxychloroquine is another controlled opposition, economical, a capitalistic agenda that is going to line the very wealthy. They're pimping out their bunkers as we speak. I want to see their bunkers. They've got chandeliers. They probably got diamonds popping out the bunker. They probably got low riders underneath, just to clown, people, Mexicanos in the West Coast. Come on, family. They're not trying. There's no savior. I just was very disappointed that so many people, normal people, because our people in the woke community, we share things. But I was really disappointed that so many people were so baited by this woman because she's a woman of color and she was so passionate. Why don't she be passionate about us being healthier and not eating chicken and mass destruction? Why don't we talk about that? That there's laced chicken with cyanide and all kinds of food that are hampering our immune system, that someone like me who is O positive can eat one piece of something and blow it up like a balloon. Why don't we talk about that? Why don't we talk about the fact that diabetes makes it more likely of someone catching something, but all the foods is filled with high fructose corn syrup and all forms of soy, lectin, and it bulks us up like balloons, and then we're halfway starving from nutrition because all the soil is leached of any basic nutrition because we aren't composting. Why don't we talk about that? We don't need another crazy brown person promoting an agenda for others who would gladly throw her children in front of a police car and have them slayed down and wouldn't think twice about it. These are the same people who boil children and eat them for lunch and enjoy that. I'm just saying, family, I told you, I'm coming here with fire. It just really disappointed me to see that she's being promoted. Remember, anything being promoted by the Dark Kabbalists is obviously a controlled narrative that benefits them solely. There isn't anything they're sharing right now that is for benefit of you. Anything that's being shared in benefit for anyone here would be on this social platform. As you see, they try to ban us from even sharing basic things to everyone. China's sending seeds of mass destruction to everybody, but why are we still getting any commerce? Why are packages still coming from China if we supposedly are not doing business with them anymore? Why do we have more Chinese here in the States after the cucarachas than we did previously? Get nauseous. Welcome everyone. Please put a like on the video if you have for the shenanigan. Listen. And you got, listen, family, anything that they are giving to you right now is to help and to control the numbers. Now, brown people, I'm going to talk to you because I really need to talk to you. Lunars, y'all got it. And to be honest, Lunars, you have a little bit of a leg up because you've been in the last cycle where you had home court advantage in the last cycle. So you have a little bit of a leg up on this one. I got to talk to the brownies right now, okay? Brown people, please stop being so fetishizing people that talk on your behalf on social media that are being promoted by others. Stop fetishizing them. Stop raising them up. Everything that is out there that is brown is not necessarily for us. We're very many different people. We're different backgrounds. We have different genetics. Just because a brown person, it's like an Irish person getting their rocks off because they see a Russian talking about something related to Russia. And just because their complexion was light, they're just happy to see them. That's insanity. That's insanity. This woman was shared all over social media in 1.5 seconds as if she was saying something that was phantasmic. They put her in the front. When do they ever promote things like that? You got one narratives on one. You got the Satanists on one side, who are NBC, the ABC people, all the letter people. Okay, and then on the other side, you got the Trojan horse people. That's Trump's people. Do know it's somewhere in the middle we're supposed to be, family. Do know that every end has an agenda. There isn't anyone that's in any form of Willy Wonka that has your benefit, your health and well-being as their priority. According to them, we're all useless eaters anyway. If you were important to them, they would be telling you that there's a pole shift coming and the majority of people won't survive that. If they cared about you, they would do things to make sure that all of these food places aren't able to sell poison easily and effortlessly and make money off of it. Stop supporting these political agendas. This is all politics, family. Every end of it, whether it's left or right, is all politics. You're being pushed and propelled into the direction that most suits them. Stop it. And Christians, you got to stop propelling and pushing people up there that are literally ruining and hurting people of color. We got to do better. As soon as I saw her, I knew. I didn't just fall upon me feeling about that. What was her name? What's her name again? What's the lady's, the brown lady's name? What's her name? Dr. Sissy? What's her name? Dr. Stella. Why don't you look up the name Stella? Well, can someone do the gematria on Stella? Sister, can somebody do the gematria real quick on her name? It's hot out here. I told you we're in Africa. Ooh. Did someone do that? Okay. Stella is synchronicity. Thank you, Solo. Stella means star. Stella means star. Interesting. Her name means star. Huh. It's hot. It's hot in Cleveland too, Ginger. Oof. It's hot. It's hot, Montana. We're in Africa, people. Stella means star. I'm telling you to watch for the stars. Watch for the things. It's hot. It's hot. Why can't oh hey Melanie Hyper, why can't US ban GMO foods? Because they don't care. They don't really care about us. Remember Michael Jackson told y'all? Michael Jackson, if you would have stopped inviting little boys into your bed, you should have still been, you could have still stayed around and stopped hiding. He told you, then they kick me, everybody, they don't really care about us. Remember, he told us that. I'm saying, everybody in the higher positions are sociopaths, or they're agents, or they're Smithitarians. All of them are. Please, families, please stop projecting and promoting things that are furthering their agenda. Please. There is nobody on the television that is for you. There isn't anybody. I'm sorry. I'm going to just say it again. There isn't anybody that's for you. And even though Dr. Stella had such opposition, she was literally upheld on one hand. That's what I'm saying. We're dealing with duality and polarities, family. She's being held up to a high standard on one end, and the other end had brought out all her crazy banter on the other side. Okay? I would have preferred they talk about the real stuff she was talking about with the incubus and succubus and the aliens and the reptilians. That's the real. So they almost inverted her. They let her speak the lie, but the truth they made hidden. And then the other side people, the ABC people, blew up the other side to make her look crazy. Dr. Stella is a controlled opposition. Now, mind you, I don't think she's a bad person. Let me state this. I'm not saying that she knows. Let me state this. I personally, when I'm watching her in her aura, I don't feel like she knows she's being used. I think she's kind of like, when someone is like so happy that they're getting their voice out. I think she was actually, really happy that people wanted her to speak. But she was being used. And we have to stop being used. Listen, I've been used so many times, I've decided to stop. People will use me. I've cut everybody else that used to use me. When people try to use me for come-ups or for status, or they try to stay a part of me because they want to be a part of my party, I cut them all off now. She paid? Oh, she does. Oh, snap. Kamiko says she does. Kamiko says she does know. She was paid. Well, she was happy. And I want y'all to watch the Niburian Tale, the event. I'm going to actually have this discussion. I'm doing, oh, big up to all those on my Patreon. Patreon, we're doing a Zoom meeting. We're going to do a Zoom meeting. So it's the first time I'm doing it. We'll have everybody talk face to face on Zoom. So we'll do that on Thursday because I think I want to do that Thursday. So we'll discuss that. But you must watch the event. It's the Niburian story. If you watch the event, you'll understand, family. In the event, they talk about us. They say they talk about how they were utilizing the people who don't age, and they were utilizing their melanin. They don't say what it is. Remember the extraterrestrials in the event? They were using their DNA to try to make themselves young. They knew that these sleepers were on the planet and their planetoid wasn't here, so they abused them and they wanted to just kill them off. So they didn't want them to be happy. They didn't want them to ever be There was actually a group that was created of that was like, he looked like the Bilderbergs, looked like the Rockefellers, that were meant to be anti to the people from the other planet. Family, you don't realize who and what you are. The hatred that many have had for you is the fear and the knowing, the inner knowing that one day all of the dirt that's been done to your ancestors would soon come to an end, and there would be a jubilation. Revelation? Jubilation? Did I say jubilation? I don't know if I'm right. 2023, Nibiru will be here. And all of those from Daddy's world on that beautiful mothership, why do you think they're doing so much? You think they're doing so much because they're just excited to be darkness? They would not do as much as they're doing now if there wasn't something that was pressing them to get everything out and to run. This isn't behavior of our normal Willy Wonka system. This is a behavior of those who know that the time is up. And they are doing everything necessary to try to get as many people off the surface of the planet as possible because they can't be here. They don't even match the vibration to even tolerate the magnetic energy. The magnetism is so high that there's people glitching out right now. Carantarians are basically beings who aren't able to tolerate those higher fields of consciousness and magnetic energy. That cosmic radiation raises the frequency, but it also emits this form of magnetism that not everyone can tolerate. When we're feeling the heat, it's not necessarily the heat we're feeling the speed up of the vibration. Because magnetism is cold. But by the time magnetism is emitted, especially if it's amplified, it'll change your vibration. So the changing of your vibration is why we feel heat. That's all it is. And if you know, family, radiation gets rid of cancer. Why do you think they use radiation for chemotherapy? To get rid of the bad guys. So cosmic radiation does impede on those who are lower in vibration and can't tolerate that cosmic radiation. You've got to watch the event. That clip I showed you is priceless. They deleted the clip before you could even see it. I don't even think like 20 people saw it. Normally they don't get my clip that quick. They deleted that clip so quickly that it was like insanity. Please, family, please don't fall for the okie doke. And please be careful giving your genetics to people but because you want to. They're trying to get your DNA. If you were important to them, you would be in the know. We're finding things out on our own. It's not like they're giving it to us. We have to dig. We have to dig and find this information out. Like I said, If it was about our health and our well-being and they really wanted to save people from so-called the cucarachas, the T virus, they would offer us the Madagascar tea. They don't even make it available. You don't even hear anything on social media about the Madagascar tea because there's two political parties who don't stand to benefit financially from it. So neither side will tell you about the tea. The tea, the herbal tea that was curing people in Africa, the very few people that had the cucarachas, they aren't offering the tea because neither side is making any money from the tea. If they stood to make money or there was a side deal for Madagascar, believe me, you family, we would be drinking tea every day, all day. It would be promoted. The tea would be coming out of the skies. They'd be chemtrailing teas if they were standing to benefit from it. I'm just going to say, whatever they promote from one direction, make sure you look in the other direction. If they tell you the sky is blue, darn Skippy know it's probably red or green or purple or black. Okay? Just know that. Moringa, soursop tea. Thank you, Zahara. That's right. Moringa, soursop tea. These are wonderful herbal teas that we can all drink, and mugwort tea. A lot of different teas. Herbs make a difference. Like I'm saying, if they were benefiting for us, why would they place anything in our food or our water? I love soursop. You know what I mean? I love moringa. Moringa grows wild, especially if you're in a hot region. You can grow, moringa will grow anywhere. It grows wild. I usually put moringa around my fence and it just goes wild. Like moringa can, anybody has in Florida or a hot region, moringa grows wild. That's one of the things you don't have to worry about moringa. And it's crazy because you can get that anywhere if you're in a tropical area. Grow herbs, family. Be your own naturopathic herbalist. That's what we did for our own communities and for ourselves. That's it. There isn't anything better that you can do. Yeah, dandelion tea is great for your liver. Okay? Do these things. I know I'm svelting. My little one is napping, so I'm out here. I come on when my little one naps. We're our own doctors and we have to know that. Like, even like I said, I ate before I came here. I'm feeling like I feel so nauseous when I eat now. I'm thinking now that I'm allergic to anything that has sugar. Mint tea is good. Anything that has sugar bothers me now. Like cane sugar bothers me. It's weird. It's like every single thing that normally we should have had or we used to eat is literally bothering everything right now. Like I won't do, yeah. A lot of you can do the coconut sugar. Honey is nice, but I do like maple. I do maple. Date sugar is amazing, or maple sugar. But I don't even want the sugar. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with the sugar. Like I went and had a bowl because I love my bowls. I went and had a bowl. It was so good, and I realized every time I have my bowl, I have lots of energy. I feel amazing. I just feel energized. And the bowl is just basically just fruit, and only cacao nips on top. They put a little honey on top. And that's what I have. I love my bowl. And I don't do it too much because I don't want all that, be mindful of the sugar. But, you know, I think a lot of times we have to be really mindful. Because I was talking to a wonderful friend of mine who, a great naturopathic doctor. We both went to college together, to the university together. They ended up, because I was, back in my previous life, I told you I worked in a laboratory. I was studying to be more so of a doctor. I don't like to talk about it because my parents get really upset when I talk about it, because I was supposed to, I was supposed to take the MCAT and I didn't, and, my dad was upset. But I did do research. So he was happy somewhat with that until I decided to stop. But, that was years later in my previous life. But, a friend of mine, we were talking, and I was talking about like, me when I was pregnant and me like gaining weight, with the last pregnancy. And we were talking about the fasting before, and you know, she was just saying how everything that we used to eat when we were younger has been literally shapeshifted, and everything that our body recognized is literally is hampered because our body doesn't have any recognition of the things that we're eating now. Everything has been homogenized. Everything from the bananas, because we're talking about the bananas. Her family's from Guyana, and my family's from, originally from Saint Lucia, Martinique, but they French Guyana. Remember, Cayenne is where my grandmother lived. Cayenne at the tip, Cayenne is in French Guyana. Big up to my Guyanese. So my grandmother was in, Cayenne, and then my other grandmother was in Venezuela, and then obviously in the tip of Brazil. So we were talking about how things have changed so much for food, and she was saying a lot of her clientele are suffering from forms of diabetes that should not have it. They normally wouldn't have diabetes. And there was one particular, she said she had one client who loves bananas, and bananas are literally making her caustic right now, but because the bananas don't have seeds anymore. So when you go and buy bananas, I don't know if many of you remember, right? Is anyone here who's from who remembers bananas with little black seeds? Do you guys remember that? Some of you remember, right? Oh, you found seeded bananas? Good. Well, Melody High Priestess, because you're close to Central America, which is perfect. No seed. Yeah, you do. You guys remember, right? Burro banana, real one. Yes, the burro, right, Jean? Burro. So it's weird because all these organic, this is what I'm saying, family, they don't have your best interest. They will sell you in Whole Foods organic bananas. How can something be organic and not have seeds? It doesn't make sense. How could you have an organic watermelon and there aren't any seeds? When you hybrid these types of fruits and then you consume them, it starts to biologically change your molecular structure. You can't find a seed. So she said the client that she had was eating bananas, was getting caustic, really, really sick. So she had to tell the client they can't have it. They did another form of potassium, which was with the papaya, but it's not the papaya that with avocado. So avocado, you got to be careful with the avocado, because the fake one is that they have so many fake avocados too. So she told her a specific type of avocado to add to her diet as opposed to the bananas to give her the potassium. Okay, so it's interesting, family. That's what I'm saying. Be mindful of the promotions of Willy Wonka and the League of Doom. Hydroxychloroquine, does that sound like something you would even take? Hydroxychloroquine, do you even want to put that in your body? Do you know what it is, right? Wait, I wrote it down. Hold on. You want to know what hydroxychloroquine is for? It's an anti-parasite and an immunosuppressive. Listen to this. Immunosuppressive drug. Anti-parasite and immunosuppressive. So what does that say about the cucarachas? Immunosuppressive drug. Does that sound like something you want to take? Because I don't know, immunosuppressive, I don't know, call me, maybe I'm wrong, but immunosuppressive, that sounds like it suppresses your immune system, doesn't it? It says it in the actual, am I wrong? Can anyone, yes, Zahara, it's for people autoimmune. So it suppresses your immune system to be able to deal with other things, right? So that's like people who have like skin issues and so why would you want to suppress your immune system right now when you're already wearing petri dishes on your face, breathing in your own carbon monoxide? The trees have to filter out your carbon monoxide to make oxygen. Literally, you're breathing in your own carbon monoxide, and you do know that when you have an anxiety attack, when you're feeling really off, you breathe inside. You breathe inside the mask to calm you down. Oh wait, Love and Light says autoimmune disease patients take it for lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, because that's when the immune system is hyperactive and it attacks the body. Okay, that makes sense. So, but why would you give it to people for a so-called virus that is impeding the lungs? Maybe again, family, I always say don't believe anything. I give you my opinion on things and things I research. I'll tell you definitively that I know it. But I'm just saying, why would you suppress your immune system already compromised immune system, unless you have something like lupus where your body's attacking itself? So I understand, from my understanding of lupus and even arthritis, it's when your body kind of attacks itself. Your immune system is actually working against itself. So those autoimmune drugs kind of takes your immunity down, so your white blood cells aren't attacking everything, so everything else can kind of fix itself or take a break, right? I think I'm correct in that. So why would you put something to make your immune system lower? So basically, you're going to take hydroxychloroquine. So basically, your Willy Wonka wants you to compromise your immune system even more. So when they put out another bioweapon, that sucker will take people out who took it. It's already bad enough. The cucarachas, the T virus, is like a flying herpes virus. It has all kinds of agents in it, all kinds of, antigens or DNA that, it has all kinds of tailored forms of like venereal disease attached to it. So it's like a flying venereal disease. It's probably from Popeye's chicken. Who's still eating Popeye's chicken over here? Are y'all still eating Popeye's chicken? Chicken of mass destruction? My mother said, listen to my mom. I love my mother. My mother, because anyone here, any Latino, all you people eat chicken. You come from pollo. Latino people eat pollo, arroz con pollo. French people eat, pool everything, chicken everything, right? What is it in Portuguese? What do we say in Portuguese? Is it poi? It's poi, right? Poi. Portuguese, I think, is poi. It's poi. Yeah. You know how much chicken is eaten in the West Indies? And Spanish people? And Americans like the fried chicken. So in the Caribbean, it's like jerk chicken, curry chicken, all kinds of chicken, stew chicken, all kinds of chicken and mass destruction. I went to the store. Listen, I went to Whole Foods because I ain't messing with anything. And I told my sweetie, I said to my sweetie, I said, listen, I got to get you, because I won't make him anything unless it's buffalo. And they ran out of buffalo like a while ago. So I was like, I'll just do fish, poisson. I do poisson for him. I'll do fish for him. Any form of, really healthy, robust fish. It seems like it's the only safe thing. But I walked past the aisle. Listen, polito. I walked past the aisle with the beef. Did you know a pack of hot dogs, organic hot dogs, cost like nearly $10 now? Family, they're hiking up your food to the point where I don't know. First of all, I don't even like food like that. Everybody's just going to have to basically fast. We're changing over into another digestional system. I think a lot of us are extraterrestrials anyway. We're hybrids. I think we're converting to a new way of bringing energy, and being able to, create nutrition with it. Because I really think food is the devil. Every food is the devil. Eggs, chicken, beef, everything is the devil. They've basically, unless you're growing, because I know people who have their own farms, unless you're growing your own food, I just suggest you try to just start to fast and teach your children how to be minimalist in their nutrition. I hope you don't have snackatarians, because my little ones like to snack. Like I try to do they like the seaweed. My little ones do the seaweed. Hey, Adriana, I do the seaweed for my little ones. They do like they like to eat my cassava chips. I love these cassava. Cassava's not the greatest for you, but I love my cassava chips. They like to eat cassava. One loves the avocados. Okay. The other one is okay with the other snacks. You got to be careful with the snackatarians, because family, they're trying to make a shortage of food. And if you are literally existing only on groceries, you're going to have a problem, family, especially when they switch over. And they're trying to give another stimulus. Listen, family, it's all a setup. I want to give you good news sometimes. Listen, the only good news I can give you, and that's only if you're connected to Nigerians are coming home. So if that's good news for you, that's the only good news I have for as far as these bastards. They have destroyed every source of where you get your food. They're trying to crash the system, build in a socialist and a communistic system where big government get big Willy Wonka's rule. So they're going to put out a big stimulus check, but whenever they do things like that, family, it's because they're about to collapse the system. That money is like paper money right now. So you're getting it at a time where it's worthless. Of course, they're going to throw a whole bunch of monopoly money at you and then watch you guys go and buy flat screen TVs, go buy sneakers and jeans with them, go and buy, burger bags and and go and buy makeup and mass destruction weaves all up the kazoo. They want you to spend all that money and stimulate the economy with all the money. Because they know 90% of everybody's going to go buy makeup and mass destruction hair. They're going to go buy fake shoes. They're going to go buy clothing, flat screen TVs, 20 million radiated iPhones. This is what they know you're going to do with it. So, of course, they're going to throw it out there. All it's going to do is stimulate them. I told you the last time we buy seeds, and you saw what happened when we bought seeds. Willy Wonka sent over Chinois, and Chinois sending seeds to try to mess up our gardens. I hope none of you are planting. That's not the same seeds that Jack and the Beanstalk got. I hope you know that. I hope you are not opening up those seeds of mass destruction, because those are not the Jack and the Beanstalk seeds. These are probably some sort of chemical bioweaponry on those seeds. So as soon as we buy seeds, you see what Chinois did? Because Chinois saw it. See, Chinois didn't care about the sleeping drones. They don't care about those commercial bots, those low field people that bought toilet paper to wipe their Ross clot, right? They don't care about them. They cared about us, who were actually cultivating and buying seeds. We were doing that. All this on this platform, that's what we were doing. We were buying seeds. We were working with our hydroponics. We were making sure we got all our tinctures ready. This is what we were doing. So you see how the Chinois think? That's how methodical they are. That's how they watch you. They weren't trying to get at the blind ones. They were trying to get at the woke ones. So they sent free seeds because people are like, oh, seeds, because we were ordering. No. Do not plant those seeds. Do not throw them out. I would put them in something like a seal bag, and then throw them out and make sure it's not near your house. They are slick. Their whole environment is falling apart because karmically they are anti-nature. So everything that was even basic nature over there in Chinois neck of the woods is totally falling apart. They got earthquakes. Their pole shift. They know that. That's why they do a mass migration previous to every pole shift, because they know it's going to be heck over there. They got 10 million of the Chinois all in Africa, killing off trees that have been there for hundreds and 1,000 years. This is how the Chinois treats nature. They go into Africa and they cut down all these old trees that are nearly 1,000-year old and had them all in these warehouses. They kill animals. Listen, family, they had warehouses in Wuhan that had dead fetuses. They eat babies' flesh. The culture of the Chinois, because it is a communistic country and there's a lack of value because it's an overpopulation of people, of that lack of value of life, they eat and do everything. There's a lack of connectivity. It's not a diss to the people, but it's a diss to the disconnection that the people are socially engineered to be like. Y'all better stay woke, and you better stay self-efficient, and teach the little ones to be less than snackatarians. My little ones can eat a meal a day and still be happy, or they can eat 3 or 4 meals a day, depending on the day. Okay, so train your children, your cubs, to be efficient eaters. Teach them to be knowledgeable about what fuels them. My little one, when she's really thirsty, that we don't do sodas. And if we have sodas, because my mother has sodas in her house, I buy them Izzy's. Or Izzy's, or I love ginger beer. Many of you from the Caribbean, you guys drink ginger beer. We do ginger beer. So if they have soda, which I don't carry in the house, but if I have anything, it'll be Izzy's. I have that around. You know, ginger beer is nice if you're really, really mindful. Making ginger beer is not that hard. I would suggest making ginger beer, and you can make it any which way. My little one likes she likes it. It's called, I'd make a lime ginger a seltzer drink. I make a really nice lime ginger because she doesn't like too much ginger. The other one likes a spicy ginger, and my other little one likes a little bit, but she likes the lime because I like the key lime. So I make a amazing drink. It's a very Caribbean drink, but it's very good. Very, very, very good. A lot of the Caribbean people, we make our own ginger beer. Okay. So I make that for them. But I'm just telling you, get the little ones prepared, family. Get them prepared to have them reading every day. Have them reading books about nature, about how to cultivate the land, about the edible plants. Because if you let them read that an hour, 2 hours a day, then what happens, they absorb that knowledge so that when the collapse happens, and it is going to happen, listen to me, it is going to happen. Your little ones will have an intrinsic knowledge of knowing what to do and how to eat and what to pick and what to grow. They'll have that, and they love it. So after my little ones read a book, I have them do, now they're going to be doing metaphysics in fall because they aren't going to school. So they'll be doing metaphysics. So they learn how to work with alchemy, okay? Basic alchemy. So you teach them about the elements, right? Earth, air, fire, water, how they interface with one another, how they can impede you, how you can identify when it's off alchemically, how you can master balance in the midst of all elements. Those are things we need to teach our children. Okay? They have to know these things to survive. The world that we're going to is absolutely beautiful, but it's very sociopathic, very narcissistic. Most of us were dating Nazis, married and traumatized by Nazis, Nazi friends, family, Agent Smiths all in the house, handlers. That was the time before. There isn't anything that will coexist on the surface of the planet that is low in frequency. Everything will have to resonate in the higher realm of consciousness. And because of that, we have to understand that we are the change we want to see in the world. So we will have to master our sensory of balance and teach our offspring how to create balance even in the most chaotic scenarios, very chaotic scenarios, okay? So they won't be fearful if something changes. They will know how to master the art of remaining still and reclaiming their balance. That's it. We have to do that. For those who have mothers and fathers, what I'm talking about, abuelas. I always talk about that, the abuelas, because there's a lot of grandmothers on here who are raising their children, okay? And, be mindful. Like I said, hydroxychloroquine isn't something that you want to partake in. It is another controlled opposition. And the brown woman that they're promoting out here and promoting out here, that's from one side of the Willy Wonka system, which is your Trojan horse, which is Trump. Trump is connected to hydroxychloroquine. That's why he promoted it. And if you notice, he's perpetually been promoting it since the beginning of the cucarachas, because you didn't realize that there were business deals made behind the scenes where Trump's children and Trump's colleagues and people who know him all have stock in hydroxychlorophyll. Hydroxychlorophyll, yeah. Not hydroxychlorophyll. Chloroquine, sorry. So, as much as there are a lot of Trump fans, he does do what he's supposed to do. Remember, I'm not anti-Trump and I'm not pro-Trump. I am for balance. I am not for left, nor do I represent right. I'm in zero. I try to maintain that. And when I'm a little too far left, I have to scoodles to my right. If I'm too far right, I got to scoodles to my amazing middle. Sometimes it gets a little difficult. Like sometimes, and just be mindful, family. People will try to trigger you. Remember we had Dana Voodoo on the show? And we had Jax come on, John X Army. There are a lot of people who will try to trigger you. Anybody who's with anyone now, that is their vibration. Don't try to bring somebody over who's hostile or negative to your vibration. People are where they're supposed to be. The line in the sand has been drawn. So if you see someone hanging with somebody who's a diabolical, who's insidious, who lies, who steals, that is who they are. At this point, they couldn't even rock with them. They couldn't even sit comfortably with them unless they were like that themselves, regardless if they promote that to you or not, because people have a wonderful way of hiding and cloaking themselves. I know plenty of people, I call them devil angels. They support angels, people who always take care of devils. My mother hates when I say that term. It's an old school term I say. They're called devil angels. These are people that promote, they're the flying monkeys of demons. Okay? So they're always coming to the aid of someone dark. They're always promote or protecting. Like if someone attacks someone dark, they're the ones who will stand up for the darkness. Okay? They are the flying monkeys of the demons. I call them the dark angels. Angels of the dark ones. Okay? I've seen them several times. They're in a lot of different platforms, and they may look like they're nice people because they're always being kind and very nurturing, but only to dark people, only to dark entities. If you're a nice person, they'll drag you and they'll stab you in your back. If you're a nice and decent person and you have things that are worthy and healthy, they will try to come for you. Or if somebody else talks about you, they won't ever defend you if you're a light worker. But they will defend the dark ones. So they sit comfortably. So I always call them the demon angels. Like I said, my mom hates when I say that. It's an old term, demon angels. That you're seeing them. Whoever somebody feels comfortable with, that's who they are. If you have a sea star who likes to drop it like it's hot, she's always, throwing shade. She's diabolical in words, patterns, a liar by day and night. And you see another homie hanging with that person and they're comfortable and there isn't any angst when they hang out with them, that's who they are. Booty clapping, okay? I know who you are by who you hang with. You should know who I am, who I hang with. So if you don't like people, listen, if you don't like people I'm hanging with, you probably don't like me. I'm being honest. Because if I like someone, I'm with them. They're at my house. They're around me. They're with my family when I like someone. So if you don't like the person that I'm with, most likely you're not going to like me. So that's okay though. That's okay. But I'm just saying, be careful because people show you who they are. You got to believe them. Okay? And I don't trust anybody who doesn't have loyalty. That's one thing I've learned because I've had people, if you talk about my friend in front of me, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Maybe because I'm old school and I'm from Mount Vernon, New York. Big up to all the New Yorkers in the house. I'm old school. So when you talk about my friends, you disrespect me. I see people all the time. People will talk about me, talk dirt about me, and there won't be any batting an eye. That's how you know they're not really down with me. So be careful who you have around you. Because people may only want to be around you for the benefit that you bring to them. Remember that. If they benefit from being around you, but they never defend you when people talk ill of you, that's not your friend. That's a parasite. I had to learn that on social media because people would always rock in my circles, but they hated me. They literally hated me. They did not like me being happy. They just hated me, but they only stayed around me to benefit from whatever I brought to the table. Those are parasites. A friend will always defend you. They won't let people speak ill of you. They can't do that. You can't talk about my people and I don't have a problem with you. Someone said something the other day about my homegirl. I said, yo, you got to watch your mouth. That's my homegirl. Whatever you say is disrespecting me. You may have a problem with her. That's something you to take up with her, but don't talk about her to me. You bring that up to her. If you got beef with her, you take it up with her, but you don't disrespect my friend in front of me or around me, because I take it personally. See, a lot of these people out here on social media are fakers. And do know, if you have a notable platform, or you have something, or you have a little bit of extra, and somebody's around you, don't always think that they like you because they smile in your face. They are parasites. How you know who they are is if someone talks ill of you, is if they say nothing. If there's crickets every time people are saying things around about you, or people are doing harm to you, and they have nothing to say in your defense or even acknowledgement, that's a parasite. Get rid of them. I blocked all my parasites. And any parasites that I don't know about, I'm about to do another wormwood on all of y'all. I don't play. We're not in those times. You got Smithitarians, you got agents, and you got handlers all over the place, waiting for an opportunity to trigger you. Miss Dana came on there and talked to us. There's a lot of beings out here waiting to trigger you. Don't let them trigger you. Just get them out your face. I don't even make explanations on why I don't have you around, because I'm one of those people that if I care for you and I rock with you, you know it. Even my enemies will say how good I treat people that I care for. So when I get rid of you, it's for a reason. Anybody that I've ever had to excommunicate, family, do know this, because they did something diabolical. Not even just to me, probably to somebody I cared about. So get your parasites. You need to get your wormwood on, because wormwood is coming out of the sky. That's going to kill some of the parasites in your life. Get rid of the parasites. Boom them out and be unapologetic about it. If someone cares about you, if someone is good for you, it should be felt. Remember, love is not a adjective, it is a verb. When someone cares and loves you, it's not something that they could say to you, it's something that you feel. Support is not a noun, it is a verb. If someone cares about you and supports you, you can feel it. If you question it, it's because because it isn't true. People will tell you all day, "Oh, I like you." But like is something that you can feel. You don't ever have to tell somebody that you like them if you just act in accordance with that. Know who your enemies are, family. You're going to have to be really self-aware now and be very unapologetic. I cut them all off, and I'm unapologetic. I have cubs I'm raising. You can't have devils in your corner and expect to have a clean household. Parasites will ruin your life. They will take all you. I had a homie just tell me about somebody that he was with that was a parasite, took all his money, parasited off of him, was playing my video, all kinds of craziness. His life is going to be better now that the parasite is off of him. He'll actually get to bear, hold on. Got nosy neighbors. What you looking at? Her pants. Like, why do people look like they have poop in their pants? Look. She was on the phone. It's nosy neighbors. She was on the phone all the way across the road. She hears me talking, so she went to walk. See, some of these people feel so entitled to know your business. When my mom was sick, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you a story, family. Please put a like on the video if you're up for the truth. When my mom was sick, I was in there every day. Many of you know, I was in there every day. She was sick. She was in the hospital for 8 months. Remember that nasty being tried to put a ricochet on me, and it hit my mother? This is why I'm saying don't mess with them wizards. He threw something at me. You hit my mother, and she was sick for 8 months. Remember that? I was in a hospital. I mean, I would go in, and a lot of times I would go in overnight because that's when I felt like my mother was more vulnerable. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have anybody in hospital. I don't, because they're not letting people in right now. And I feel so badly for people whose parents are in there now. I'm so sorry, because I'm obsessed. Like, my mom was in there. I was there I would go into the hospital. I would go in at midnight and stay until 4 o'clock in the morning until one of the nurses that I favored would come in. I would be there sleeping in the, not even sleeping in the chair. And then I would play soca You know, my mom likes soca. My mom and dad like soca, so I play my dad and mom's favorite music. Like my dad used to play Sparrow, so I would go play music in a room with her. And the nurses that were West Indian, they knew to play my mom's favorite music because she was under. My mom came out of the hospital, family. Let me tell you, this is how I rock. My mom came out of the hospital. There was a family member. I never forget this. Never came to see my mother. Listen to this. Listen. You already know how I get. Never came to see my mother. Would call and ask all kinds of questions. Remember, love and support can be felt, not just said. Never came to see my mother. And then there was, of course, some money involved with something with my father. Don't you know she had the audacity to ask for some money or something, or to get money, and my mother just got out of the hospital? Don't you know what I did, family? Do you know what I did? I cut them off. Like, listen, you don't come from my family, especially not my mother. I was like, how dare you? My mother's been in the hospital. Not one of you have come to see her. And how dare you? You going to talk about money? And she's barely out the hospital? You want to take from my mother? Demons. Demons. Be careful, family. I don't care if you're family. I don't care who you are. If you do anything to my family, I will take you out. I will. I don't play that joke, especially my mother. You know, my mom and dad is why I am the way I am. And one thing I know is that they were the sweetest, kindest people. Now, not perfect in any means, but the sweetest and kindest people. My mother and father, everyone who speaks, that's why I say everyone who speaks of my mother and father who know them from Mount Vernon, New York, if you ever ask them about Fleurbrun's mother and father, everyone will say beautiful things. That's how you know what bloodline I come from. They're so spoken well. Even now that my father's passed, so many people talk about him and ask about him. That's a beautiful family I come from. I'm so proud because I'm not quite as sweet. I'm not quite as sweet as my beautiful mom and dad. I'm not. I don't have the patience of my mother, and I'm not I'm not even as sweet as they were. But people mess with your family. That's what I'm saying. Cut them all off, family. Do not believe the hype. Do not believe the hype. There will be people right now, you will be challenged. If you are in a healthy position, people will try to parasite off of your light. Remember that. People will try to parasite off of your light. Make sure you hold your space. Not hurting anyone, not feeling you're better than anyone, not mistreating or someone, neglecting anyone. I'm not saying that. You should always help if you are there and you have that. If it's appropriate. But don't allow people to parasite off of you. Don't do it. And don't let people trigger you when you decide to kindly move stage left. And how you know a parasite? You cut off their feed from you. As soon as you know a parasite, listen, I cut people out of my cipher. They didn't have anything to say until they were cut out of my cipher. As soon as they were cut out of my cipher for being diabolical, all of a sudden I'm a devil. That's how you know they're a parasite, if they're pissed off that you let them go. That's also how you can recognize them. Okay? So, wait. Pammy said she's in Uganda, and she said hydroxychloroquine is not a good medication. See, and you're in a country, they probably use that for malaria. Hydroxychloroquine, let's go back to the topic because I'll talk about parasites all day, but it's kind of connected to this. What I'm sharing with you, family, when I come here is telling you not everything that glitters is gold. If you see all these wonderful things, if you see that the dark Kabbalist is promoting something that looks similar to what you represent, it's a lie. It's smoke and mirrors. Because if it was legitimate, it wouldn't come at a time of peril. When people are really helpful to you, if they're really good to you, it will always come to you legitimately before something's about to collapse. You shouldn't see a collapse happening and all of a sudden they're trying to promote these things that are supposedly helpful. Why didn't they do these things before? Why didn't they close the borders with the Chinois in October of 2019 when they knew the cucarachas was coming? Do you know that in October of 2019? No, November. Listen to this. How you know that the Chinois knew what was going on? This is how you know it's a setup. All the Chinese restaurants here and where I live in Orlando closed. Listen, all the Chinese places in Orlando that I knew closed. The other ones got new chains and they call themselves Koreans. They no longer associate themselves with China. They did this in October and November. How would they know to do that unless they knew what was coming? How come they knew that? How come in the schools that online school was set up? Even I told you my field trip for my daughter, they have a field trip at the end of the graduation year, always in June. Why was it pushed up in the schedule in February? Why would they do that? Their trip was always at the end of the year, right before graduation, because we live in Orlando. They do a universal trip. Why did they push it up? That was on the schedule in 2018, family. How did they know? They knew. They set it up. I told you they sold your country out. This is not even the United Fakes anymore. This is Kiwa. This is another what is it? Nilai Kailan. This is China. We're living in Xinhua's neck of the woods. When you start seeing what's his name? Vladimir and Xinhua's people coming, they sold it. Listen, family, I told you I went to the other part of Florida. All of a sudden you had like Russian women wives without their husbands, talking about their husbands are on active duty. How could your husband be on active duty and all these Russian wives are there? We're in the United States of America. Why would they be on active duty anywhere here? Because Cuba was right around the corner. And as paranoid as the United States is, you don't think they know that these people are here? I can't even make it through TSA without taking off my shoes. But you're telling me they don't know that the Russians are here? And the Xinhua are here? I told you, John X. Army was, John X. Army, remember we were talking about John X. Army was the one who said that all of the Xinhua bought all these hotels in every single city. And every city in the entire United States of America. Why would they buy hotels? Because remember, before Xinhua and the whole dissemination of the T virus, I didn't see as many Xinhua walking around. But post T virus, all of a sudden I'm seeing a slow trickling, but a newer expression of a new group of people that was not notably here visibly before. Where'd they come from? Perhaps they were staying in those sleeper hotels that Xinhua bought so they could slowly trickle in this new group of people and make you notably comfortable with that phenotype. That's why every movie now has a Xinhua as part of their every movie now has a Xinhua in their movies. And these movies are sometimes filmed 2 years ago. Why would they start implementing and introducing that particular phenotype more so? Remember, whenever they have an agenda, they start to kick it off on movies. Remember, Guess Who's Coming Home for Dinner with Sidney Poitier? That brought in brown men with lunar women. That was the initiation, the introduction to a new thing that was going to be promoted as an agenda. So what do? They have a movie, introduce a new genre, and then they perpetually socially engineer your subconscious to accept something that they want you to get comfortable with. Even when I showed you the video of the breast milk being geoengineered, which is crazy, you see what baby they put on that picture, right? They put an Asian baby on the picture. Why would they put an Asian baby in a picture when you talk about breast milk in the United States of America? That doesn't make sense. That's not a big demographics of people, right? Or so you thought. People are nosy. Hold on. Everyone's so, well, you know what? I gotta stop saying that because my mate doesn't like when I say that. My mate is like, that's not true. They just want to talk to you. I am very interesting to talk to. So a lot of times I always say people are nosy. It's just because they want to. It's just because they want to listen to my conversation. That's all. Okay, so let's get back into Miss Stella. Stella got a groove back. Remember Stella? Why that name? Is that really her name? Stella got a groove back. Well, Stella just got televised and promoted and pushed all out there. And now they're spoofing her. See, it's crazy because now the thing that she's like I said, it's a bait and switch. The thing that she's talking true about is the reptilians and the succubus and incubus that she talks about. But on the other end, she's talking about hydroxychloroquine, and that's the lie. So she, on one end, you see that duality, you see those polarities playing out. On one end, Stella represents the star because her name equals star. Thank you. Stellar means star. Okay. So she's a star. She's probably a 5-pointed star. So she represents things on each point, right? So one point is, one point could be the hydroxychloroquine. The other point is the Christian. She's a fanatical Christian, talking about all kinds of things. Another point, she talks about doctors being reptilians or something. She said, I do agree with that. And also on the other point, she's talking about how succubus and incubus come through medications or through the womb. I do talk about that. So, she represents polarities. And as one side represents her with, Trump. The other side is anti-Trump, which is, the other side of her. I hope I'm just explaining this well. I've gone too far. And simply, people of color, just wake up. Wake up to the agenda, and you can't save everyone. You cannot save everyone. Not everybody's here for that. They're just like there are genetically homogenized others. There's genetically homogenized brown people. And they're not genetically homogenized from inside. They're socially engineered through generations of trauma. So, you have to know that them choosing and having those contracts, that people who fall for the agenda are of that frequency. You aren't able to fall for the okie doke when you see above the riff. It's like when we talk about psychics, there's no such thing really as so-called psychics. All it is being higher field and seeing past the limitations. So I always like to give you this story about psychicness, so it gives you an understanding of what I mean. If we're all driving in New York and we're in traffic and we can't, it's bumper to bumper, we can't see ahead, everything is pretty level, and you can't really see far ahead, but there's a homie on the roof who's got that penthouse suite, and they're looking on their balcony and they see, oh wow, all the way on over the bridge, there's a truck that fell over on its side, and that's what's causing that traffic. The person above and the penthouse looking on the balcony is the psychic. The person on the ground level who's driving, who's bumper to bumper, is someone who isn't able to see above the rip. So when you are higher in awareness and you are above the limitations of consciousness, you are always able to see beyond the cap or the average, perceived reality. Okay? So always know that the higher in consciousness and awareness you are, the more you become quote unquote psychic, because you're seeing beyond the limitations. That's all it is. That's all you are. You're seeing above the limitations. So everybody's psychic if they're awake and aware. Everybody's psychic who's awake and aware. The more, as like I said, when I saw Stella, Dr. Stella came on, I already knew it was an agenda. She didn't even make it past her first words before I saw it. Visually, I knew she was a setup because I know they don't promote anything that's brown and positive because that isn't in the alignment of the environment we're coexisting in at this point. So I already knew by a woman of color being pushed out there so overtly by others, it was already a setup. Then I heard the words of a drug that is associated with pharmaceuticals. And I do know there aren't any brown people who own pharmaceuticals or even have stocks and bonds in most pharmaceutical companies. Not to say they don't, but most they do. Thank you, Supreme. Thank you, my love. Okay, so number one, what did I see? A brown woman being propelled out there by a system that hates brown women. And I know people don't like to hear this, but I'm telling you as a brown woman, as above, so below, as within, so without. Remember, we're going into another cycle where that was below is propelled back in a position of above, and that was above is going back to the bottom position. It's polarities. It's a pole shift. Okay? So when I see something that is not in the general consensus of what is popular, I know it's a setup. She's literally being propelled out there for an agenda. Then when she says the type of drug, I also remember in my mind that your president, Trump, has been saying he was on hydroxychloroquine before it was even popular. And he kept mentioning it to the populace. And then I also remember doing research, seeing that many of his close colleagues and family and himself had already had stock in hydroxychloroquine. Okay? So she didn't even have to make it past the first sentence that I knew she was a propelled and propaganda to control opposition. Just because she looks like a duck, but she sounds, no, just because she looks like a goose, but sounds like a duck, she's neither. Okay? I'm not saying that there isn't a virus out there. I won't say that, because I know nurses, and I would be a liar to tell you that. But I will tell you that the radiation is causing for many to have the same symptoms that they're projecting. And it also is a great lie that they're saying the majority of brown people have it. If you do know that that's a lie, let me remind you, and I know this for a fact because I follow statistics and I was a researcher. The majority of people that have so-called cucarachas are not brown. First of all, brown people only make up 12% of the populace. Okay, so it's impossible that they have all the cases. Okay, you have towns that are mostly only lunars and they have it to 30 to 40%. Okay, so if you just so happen to have a town that's mostly brown, yes, you may see in as far as the census is concerned and the demographics, if there's only brown people, then you can only take the number from those population of brown people. So yeah, it's gonna be high because it's brown people. It's only brown people there. So if there's lunar and brown people, it would always be more lunars to brown that have it. But in a brown area, it's going to be more brown people because there's only brown people there. That's what I'm saying. When they say these things, be careful. And if brown people were getting it to the heightened degree, why are they giving melanin to the two doctors that were in Xinhua's neck of the woods in Wuhan, and their skin turned completely black because they were adding melanin in order to cure the radiation oh, wait, did I say radiation poisoning? The cucarachas T virus, did I say radiation poisoning? They gave them melanin to cure the radiation poisoning. So please stop following the narrative. So now I got people, there's a lot of people walking around thinking that brown people have it to the heightened degree. That's a lie. And they're purposefully doing that so that when the cucarachas vaccine comes out, they can target that particular group first so they can neutralize them and genocide them even more. That's the goal. So brown people just stay up, stay woke. That's to promote the first dose of vaccine to go to brown people. That's why they do that. It's an agenda. So they'll say you have it to the most degree, and they're fearful of all of you going, like they care. They want 90% of everybody to go anyway. I'm just saying. You act like they care. They don't care. right? How come they're not doing testing of these vaccines in like Russia or Poland or Switzerland? Why they got to go to Africa? Because brown people are dispensable. They're the low lives of the planet, right? Though everybody wants their melanin, their gold and diamonds and all the resources from Africa, but they hate the very people where that comes from. You know, that's what I'm saying. Parasites, it's the same as in our houses and in our lives. People will hate you, but want everything you have. How do you hate brown people, but want to go, everybody wants to have copper, bronzers, big butts, big lips, which, not all brown people have big butts and big lips. You know what I mean? Diamonds, gold, all the stuff for cell phones. Everybody wants everything from brown countries, but they hate the people that it comes from. It's parasiting. Basic parasiting. You can't hate. That's what I'm saying. And it's the same. When I say things like that, I say it's the same with your household or people you deal with. People will be all around you, want everything you have. Oh, I want your hat. I want your life. I want your man. I want your car. I want your children. I want everything. But they will hate you and they will directly attack you and make everything about you deficient. Meanwhile, they're stealing everything off of you. Don't fall for the okey doke. If you see something being promoted, just don't follow it. Or follow it to where it comes from. Follow backwards. Follow it backwards. Okay? We're about to hit a pinnacle point in about 1 more month. August is going to be on and popping. August is going to be a time where a lot of things are going to be unleashed, if they're not already. You got stargates that are open. You got extraterrestrials, portals open up. You saw the portal underneath the Florida waterways? You saw the blue gate underneath the water? You got Lion Gate coming. Once Lion Gate comes, I told you, Leos are always kicking off. Woo! Y'all kick off the fire. Listen, Leos are going to kick off one of the biggest events ever. Lion Gate's going to come in, family. Like I said, I'm going to have my seatbelt. Listen, make sure, hide your kids, hide your wife, because they're going to come in and try to do everything in here. Listen, Lions Gate is coming, and it's going to be fire in the yard. Man, no pitney, no brother, no mother will be safe. So make sure you put your seatbelt on and hold on. I sound like my aunt. Many of you don't realize I sound like it's a bad St. Lucian accent though. Some people say it sounds Jamaican. Because we don't say pitney. It's a child. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of things going on, y'all. So put your seatbelts on. And for everybody, just make sure that you are watching your triggering. Just like I said, there's a lot of dissemination of Smithitarians and Karentarians. Yo, there was a Karen. Listen, I was at the grocery store and a Karentarian, she just walked in front of me and didn't say, excuse me. She just got all in my space. Mind you, it's cucaracha. You know, I got my, let me show you. Where is it? Okay. You know, I got this. So I got this on, which is my, it's my shield. It's real cool, right? It goes up and down. So I got my shield on. She's probably hating because she's choking on her mask. She's choking and suffocating her mask. So she's mad. She gets all in my grill, all in my space during cucaracha season. Does not say excuse me. She doesn't say excuse me. And you know, Fleurbrun, I'm a New Yorker like this. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm so loud. I get a little crumped out because I'm a New Yorker. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like when they do it on the subway. I'm big on that, and I'll hold my space too. I'm like that. You know, I'm like that person because in New York, you hold your stance. When people test you, I just learn. It doesn't matter. You fake it till you make it. I'll hold my stance. She walked out with, "Excuse me." I embarrassed her because everybody was looking at her. Don't test me, Karen. Because I will do things. See, Karen isn't smart enough for a Fleurbrun. I will make her get arrested. I will make her arrest herself. I will make a Karen arrest herself. I will make her feel like the low, dirty biobot that she really is. You know what I'm saying? I will let her realize that all those biochemicalized, hair dyes that she's been using since the 1980s has literally made her brain fry. I don't play games. You better not come in my space. I got my space suit on. I'm getting my food of mass destruction. Leave me alone. Okay? Or you will go to jail. You will go to jail. Every time a Karen comes, or whoever, or Shonda, whoever you are, you will always get arrested if you come for me or at me. Because I got that kind of ricochet. I got that kind of fire. The fire I have will automatically send you into the inferno. I'm serious. Because I'm clever enough to know how to make you set yourself up. Be careful with those triggering people, because they're going to do it. They will do it. And if you are mindful that is the agenda of the dark Kabbalists to look at her. She's so nosy. This is a Karentarian. Listen, this is Becky Bott's friend. Listen, this is Becky Bott's friend. She's nosy. Look at her. She's out without shoes. Becky Bott's friend. Now, Becky's in the house because Becky's already drinking. What time is it? I think this is Becky starting. I think Becky's started her wine. Usually I see Becky walk outside with her wine glass. Becky's inside and her friend is walking around being nosy because she doesn't feel like I'm worthy to live in this neighborhood. And she's just watching. It's funny. She won't see. She's scared of me, though. She won't say anything. She just likes to listen, see what I'm talking about. See if I got any hood conversation or the ebonics is flying out my mouth. No, it's not gang stalking. Gang stalking, I don't even use those terms, gang stalking. People, I don't like to use words like gang stalking or what's that other term? Targeted individual. If you name your and label things like that to yourself, you'll bring that to yourself. I always feel like if you say that that's what you are, then you basically spelling yourself that. I never understand why people label themselves something that they don't like, or they're not in, they aren't in exception of, they're not accepting of that term. Why would I say that? People like listening to my conversation. I talk about aliens and so on. It is very intriguing. And she's curious because she sees me out here chilling in the truck talking, and she's wondering why I'm out here in the heat and not in the house. I got a little one taking a nap, so I'm out in the car. Because I'm loud, so I'll wake my little one up. They do gang stalk? Do you get gangs that stalk you? Which one? Which set? Crips? Bloods? Latin Kings? Which gang stalks you? I haven't known any gangs, right? Cops can be gangs. Cops are not really, I don't really call cops a gang. They're like a brotherhood. You ever know like frats, like frat brothers? I just think of cops as like frat brothers. That's what I think. Like, and that, it's not all, drop the demonic act. Oh, Tino, demonic. So what makes someone demonic, Tino? Before I block you, let's hear what you want to say. What makes me demonic? Am I eating chicken of mass destruction? No, let him speak his piece, because you always want to know why agents, because usually what it is, family, you get people who make up bogus accounts, because because they're stalkers. So they make a bogus accounts to come on to make sure that they want to say things that they're not man enough or woman enough to say. See, I could say things to you and I could keep my name Fleurbrun and I'll just come to you and say my name. See, I don't have to make up fake accounts or make up multiple accounts to get on other people's channels. See, when you have to make up bogus channels or bogus names to come on someone's channel, you are literally suffering from your own low self-esteem. Because there isn't anybody, ask my friends, ask my family, does Fleurbrun say anything that she wouldn't say to your face? I'll say it to your face. I don't have to go to another channel or use another name or make up accounts to go on other people's channels. I talk about you to your face. I will say it to you. I will say it next to you. I will say it around you. There isn't any hiding. Some of you are just punks. See, the online has allowed people to be a menace to society, to social society and social networking society. This particular, because remember when I came on YouTube, it was a smaller network. So I will say this, I could speak because I came on from, oh God, I've been on here since 2011. I've been on YouTube since 2011. That's a long time. Wow. I've been on YouTube since 2011. It was just a few of us and just talking or what have you. But a lot of people utilize social what is it called? Social networking to say and do things that they would never say to your face. They would never say to your face. And I come from New York. I respect people that could tell you to your face. Because if you don't like me, there isn't any reason why you should subscribe to me. Wait and put a bell on. Listen, put a bell on so that you can get notified that my videos are coming on, just so you could put a dislike and watch the entire video to parasite off of it. Those are people that I'm talking about, the Smithitarians, the agents, the empty seaters, the low self-esteem stalkers. Now, those are stalkers. They're not gang stalkers. They're just low field stalkers who have lack self-esteem. Because if I don't like you, I'm not giving your channel even a view. You could tell. If I don't like you, I'm not going to your channel. Why would I want to put a bell on somebody I don't like? So I could be further pissed off? That makes absolutely no... This is what I'm talking about online, family. This is the mental illness that YouTube allows people to do. Because I'm saying YouTube, I already told YouTube, you should allow people to see who's viewing your videos and who's disliking it. Because my thing is, if you don't like my content, I can block you so you never have to see me again. If someone's on your channel and they don't like you, I think it's only right that you should totally block them so they never ever view you, they never see you. Why would someone who dislikes you want to come on your channel? They should let us know. And they shouldn't allow people to make numerous channels over and over and over again. That's mental illness. YouTube is allowing mental illness to thrive. They won't let me put a clip of the event, which is a movie that was relative to the times we're in now. But you could see murders on YouTube. You could see women halfway naked with their vaginas all open, mass destruction, yonis of mass destruction. You can see men with small wands disrespect women online. But you can't let me play a clip from a movie. That's how you know YouTube is incepted. Doing rituals on YouTube. They do everything on YouTube. But they won't let us talk about like seedless things, or we can't talk about clones or GMOs. We can't speak about the things that some of the governmental people do. This is crazy to me. And you think that we're not living in a mad world where sociopaths are given the right way to do everything? If you look at all of the videos that have 1 million+ subscribers, look at the content they talk about. Look at the people that are most popular on YouTube. I told you about Aziland. Aziland is a daughter of one of the biggest Zionist gangsters. And she has a channel that all these people watch. How is that possible? You have you guys like to send me her videos. I think her videos are very interesting though. Honey, what's her name? She does the ASMR videos. What's, you guys sent it to me. You was y'all who got me started on that. The ASMR, what's her name? Honey. What's her name? Honey something? I got a fan. What's that? You know, honey, my children. I don't know what her. Honeybee. That's her name, Honeybee. She makes all these weird things like aliens. The only reason I know of her because the first video one of you sent me was her eating aliens. Remember that? She makes like all these weird kind of cakes and candies, and all she does is eat. Listen, y'all call me fat. You call me a fatty and I eat fruit. She's eating big pieces of cake. She's eating candy. How is her liver even working? Do you ever see what this young lady eats? She's eating like mass amount of candy, sweets. How the heck is she doing it? I just wondered that. Does anyone know? Like I really know, I'm serious. Like, I don't know. That actually scared me. Oh, wait, 369, who's on here? Let me see what 369 is saying. Honey Bear. Oh, she throws it. She throws it up. She's a bulimic? What is she, a bulimic? I grew up around bulimics. You ever see their teeth? Their teeth fall out when they're like 25. She vomited it after? Does she say this? Binge and purge? Block 369. Okay, who's 369? 369, are you being diabolical? Let's see what 369 is saying. She's bulimic? I didn't know that. Well, that makes sense then, because I was like, there's no one who could eat that amount of sugar. I didn't see 369. Oh, it's blocked? I don't know what they said. I've never seen anything like that. Okay, people still support her channel. Yeah, I don't know. I just watched I watched the videos. Well, I was intrigued because she makes brushes out of cake. She does make very unique stuff. I don't know if you ever watch it, but she's got like 4 million, I don't know, 3, am I wrong? 2 million? 2 million subscribe, 3 million subscribers or something like that. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I'm just saying, family, those are the things that are being promoted. You have a Zionist. She looks like a vampire. Her name is Aziland. I know, listen, I know people who know people, and she's a Zionist child. How are you creating all these platforms where they're I mean, I'm just saying, it's crazy. I almost feel like once you make it to a certain level on YouTube, you got. They make sure they delete subscribers from me. They rightfully do so, because too many of us woke is gonna be an issue. I know it is. It's all good in the hood. I'm not here to promote anything. Someone was like, I want to promote your video. Don't promote my videos, please don't, because then you have people like 369 or Tonto coming here calling me a demon. They'll call me a demon for nothing. Okay. Don't invite me to anybody else's platform. Please do not. Because I'm talking about aliens. I'm a brown woman talking about aliens, talking about reptilians. Then I talk about men of small wands. You will have them thinking that you're crazy. Do not invite me to anybody that is not aware. They will look at you crazy for even, I've had people do that. They share me to someone else. They're like, oh snap, this is a crazy brown girl who thinks aliens exist. They'll say that 1 month, and then all of a sudden they see UFOs in the sky and they're like, oh, maybe she's right. I cannot listen to you in front of your man. I know you can't. He'll think I'm all kinds of crazy. Anyway, I think we went off. We went off. He called me a modern day witch. Am I a good witch or a bad witch? Well, I am not a witch at all. Well, that's not a disrespect. There's a lot of amazing witches on here. I don't take that as disrespect. That means he thinks I'm powerful. Because I'm assuming if he's calling me a witch, it means he must think I'm powerful. They've accused me of everything on here. They've accused me of having naked pictures. I've still waited. That character that called me a digital cult, she says she has naked pictures of me. How come she isn't giving me a naked picture? I told you that's the one thing that I was okay being distributed, because if you got naked pictures of me, I didn't take naked pictures anywhere. But if you have naked pictures of me, I want them now before I turn a certain age. And those naked pictures, you know, because I'm still living the life. So at least I can have some decent pictures of me naked and unafraid. You know, I'm saying if you got some naked pictures of me, you need to post them. Post up. That's the wonderful thing when you're naked and unafraid. Post up. She said she has naked pictures of me. She was talking about my dead father. She was talking about my dead babies. This is somebody, and people listen, and people are still friends with her that are from my cipher. You know, and then they wonder why I don't rock with them. I'm saying if you could be friends with somebody who talks about somebody's dead babies and talks about someone's dead father, and then you wonder why that person doesn't like you, this is what I'm saying. This is the type of things that people do online. They will do all kinds of things like the other character. He used to be on a page. He was sitting on another page when a guy talking all kinds of smack on me and didn't defend me once, didn't say anything. And bye. Bye. I don't let anyone talk about my friends. I'm not a bad person. I'm not so bad a person. I don't go around hurting people. You won't hear anybody saying that Fleurbrun has ever stolen money. Okay? I've never stolen money from anyone. I'd never hurt anyone's child. I don't go around hurting animals. Even exes, I treated my exes well, even though they mistreated me. Okay? People who are part of my conference, I would let people come and work it off. The guy who I let come to help because he couldn't afford to come to the conference, I let him come to help. He came, ate up all the food, drank up everything, and then talked dirty about me, and then asked me for money at the conference, and then went on the other person's platform and talked about the food at my conference when he came for free and disrespected me. So I'm done. Like, I'm done with that. So I'm just saying people do things that are horrific without any need. What's his name? Baron. He came to my conference. Yo, I was crazy. Don't ever do anything for free. This is why you wonder why people don't give themselves free anymore when they don't give themselves overtly. I let someone come to my conference because they wanted to come and they couldn't afford it. So I always think fair exchange. I can't let them come because people are paying to come to the conference. Let them come, came, ate up everything, drank up everything, then asked me for money at the conference. And then when I called them out for being disrespectful, went on another platform and talked dirty and doggish about me. Crazy. But I learned that lesson. Who was the other kid with his girlfriend? Oh, the guy was nice. Dwayne, the guy who came to the conference who spoke, I didn't have a problem with him. He got mad at me. I forgot his, what was his name? Who was at the conference? Do you remember his name? I forgot his name. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with him. A lot of the C-stars didn't like him because he did light language. I didn't have a problem with him. I invited him there. He did a good job. I didn't mind what he did. But people who paid for the conference have a right to just have a feeling about it. So the girls who paid for the conference judged him, didn't like what he offered at the they didn't like him. So I get in trouble if they don't like him. Yeah. Yeah, Tiffany, you were okay. I didn't have a problem with him. I didn't do anything to him. But, a lot of the C stars felt it, and Barry said Barry didn't like him either. Yeah, Saki. Oh, Ace. Amina, it was Ace, yeah. He came, he was fine. Well, listen, I didn't. Oh, I mentioned someone's name. Someone's got a binding spell. You call me a witch. Somebody's got a binding spell. I mentioned their name. Yeah. No, like I said, we had a young man who was there. He spoke. A lot of the sisters, Sulu didn't like him either. Barry didn't. They didn't like what he shared. I didn't have a problem with him. But they said they didn't like him and I get blamed for what he shared. I didn't have a problem with him. But they said they didn't like him and I get blamed for it. I get demonized for other, people who pay. They have an opinion. So if you pay to go to an opera or to a concert and you don't like what a person does at the opera, you don't get mad at the person hosting it because there was other things that you liked. You know what I mean? There was other things that they liked. They just didn't like him. They didn't like what he shared. And then, some other things. It was fine. Yeah. You remember that? Yeah. So he hates me too. He hates me too. There was no reason. I didn't do anything to him, but he hangs out with Baron, so he probably thinks, he probably thinks the same of me. He wasn't a bad person. Yeah, they didn't like it. They just didn't like him. And it wasn't just the women. It was, Barry didn't like him either. So, I didn't, and I never said anything negative about him. You did it though. What did I do, Akita? Oh yeah, Katie remembered. Yeah, they said people got sick from the light language. That's what, and there were other. Oh, Tino's back. Let's see what Tino has to. Tino, what is your problem? Oh, he's back. What did he say? Let's see what he said. What did he say? I never get to see what he says. What did he say? Fleur, I actually shared you with my crush, and he liked your video. Aw, thank you, Peter. Peter Panda. That's nice. I'm not for everybody though, family. Let me say this. I guess we could just chat for now. I'm not for everybody. I don't let me put my disclaimer out. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a victim shamer. I'm not skinny. I'm not obese. I'm not a referee. I'm just Fleurbrun. I'm a regular person who has things that I share that I can speak from my own personal experiences. That's it. So, when I come and share things with you, it's just coming from my perspective. I don't hurt. Like I said, when you hear people say the most dastard, do cruel things to me, it isn't coming from anywhere that I've done something to them personally. Even with the young lady who made a whole video calling me the devil. Share proofs. Thank you, my love. Thank you. You give so much an open heart. Oh, thank you for assisting us on the journey. By the way, Trader Joe's has some really good buffalo burgers. Oh, they do. Thank you, my love. Share said there's buffalo burgers for anyone who needs buffalo. That was a good one. Thank you. For some people don't know that. Buffalo burgers. That was from Share Approves. But like I was saying, for people like Melanie Priestess is blocking him. Um, no, I mean, I share family and I'm not perfect. I don't sit here perfect, but I don't really, when people say I do harmful things to them, I've never done anything harmful. Like the young lady who said that I did something to hurt her reputation with Offset. To keep it real, family, she went to Offset at the beginning of, I got her out of my group because she was soliciting for money that she wasn't using for other people. She was using for herself. I didn't like her. Keep it real. I didn't like her. So I deleted her from my group. I didn't talk bad about her when I deleted her from my group. If it's my group and I don't like you, I can remove you from my group. That's it. That's all I did to this young lady. She went out when she heard I was having a conference. She went straight to Offset, told Offset that I was going to have demons and all things in the bayou. And Offset didn't say anything to me. All she did is cancel, saying that it was her daughter's birthday. Okay. So she lied to me. Offset lied to me. And then this one went to her, and then she went to also a Luna. So if you want to know why there's problems with those two women, you should thank that character. Then she went and said, oh, I talked about her. But mind you, she went to Offset a month before I sent a message to Offset saying, Offset, this person I removed from my group, she's going to have problems with me because I kicked her out because she was taking advantage of my group. That's all I said to her. So Offset photoshopped my message to her and put it on social media. Never did anything to Offset. I invited her. She didn't have to lie to me and say she didn't want to come to my conference because she had her child's birthday. She could have just said, I don't want to come to your conference because I'm scared of you. I think you're going to take me over with demons. She could have just kept it real with me. I would have been fine. This is what I'm saying. I don't mind you saying, listen, I don't like you because this one talked about you. She said you're probably going to take me over. She would have been better with me just being honest with me. Then she threw shade and took a screenshot. But mind you, family, if you would have known some of the things I talked about with her, if I would have done the same to her, nobody would follow her. I would never do that. She's told me things in confidence that I don't share publicly. I thought me and Arcel were friends. So I told her what this girl did, why I removed her, nothing. But meanwhile, this girl went on a whole thing saying I was stopping her money in her bag. Meanwhile, she told Arcel not to come because I had demons in the bayou. Meanwhile, we had a ball. She said she did the same to Aluna. Okay? So if you guys want to know the real, that's actually what happened. And what you guys don't realize, because you don't realize that I don't speak to these two women after that. Aluna said she couldn't come because of her daughter as well. I just accepted it. If you see the message I said when they said it, Aluna canceled like 3 weeks before the conference. She said she couldn't come because of her daughter. I said, fine. I never said anything about it. I paid for her ticket. She reimbursed me for her ticket. And then she gave me for one ticket for the conference. And then she did that. And, you know, that was it. And then she made a whole video saying that someone was going to crash in an airplane right before my conference. So not to go and travel. I mean, these people just do cruel things to me. And then you think, why don't rock with some of these women? There was no reason for that. Made a whole video talking about a crash was coming, that people were going to crash in a plane ride on the same day people were coming for my conference, that she was supposed to come. She said that and she did it. She did it. But if she really believed that, why wouldn't she tell me? Because I was traveling with my daughters. If you felt a certain way about me, why wouldn't you come to me and say, you know, Del, I'm nervous because I had a premonition of a plane crash, and I want to warn you. So if that was really the case, she would have told me, because she would have tried to protect me and my daughters. But she didn't do that. She went on her private page and said, do not travel, knowing people were coming to the conference to go see her. That was canceled. I never said anything about it. So that's what I'm saying. If y'all want to know why there's issues with those two, is because there was no reason to lie to me. And then I come to find out the other one says she went to Aluna. So now to find out Luna didn't go because this character called her and said I was a demon and I would possess her and her daughter. You know what I'm spilling on the beans, right? So, so instead of calling me a demon and saying I'm a bad person, why doesn't someone say, that's messed up? Fleurbrun, extended an invitation and went to pay for them to come. I paid for airlines and everything. Why wouldn't someone say that's messed up for them to do that to Fleurbrun? What did Fleurbrun do to Offset for her to take a screenshot and send that to someone who had a vendetta? What did Fleurbrun do to Aluna for her to cancel last minute and then talk dastardly about something that she didn't even forewarn? What did I do? What did I do? So I'm saying, people, a lot of times when people get mad at me and they say dastardly things, you got to realize I don't do anything to these people. I treat everyone well. Everybody at the conference had an amazing time. Beautiful environment. I spent every dollar and dime that everyone spent to make that amazing for everyone. Made zero money off of the conference. Zero. That's it. So when people say things, family, I'm revealing all. I feel like chatting today. So when anyone says anything about anything, the same with Kasol. Kasol was on my channel 1 time, 2 times. I had him come to my channel. He did channeling with his AI. I let him come on. A lot of you went and bought his device, a whole bunch of you. He made lots of money from coming and meeting people on my thing. What did he do? He talked about me, said I was a fake, talked about me, dastardly, disrespected me, embarrassed me. What did I do to him? Do you see what I mean, family? So sometimes I got to keep it real with you where I tell you these things. I didn't do anything to him. Then he made a whole video with one of the people that's part of my cipher telling me I'm a liar because I called him a sham. He is. He is taking advantage of people. He is. Saying I'm making him lose money. He made $10,000 off of people from my platform. How am I making him lose money? It's so disrespectful. So, family, when you see me a certain way, I want to keep it real with you. Yeah, just made a video. One of the people on my platform from Cypher was co-signing to him, so I blocked him too. If you down with somebody who speaks ill of me, we're not friends. So when I sit with your family, I'm not perfect. I'm not here, but I don't go around hurting people. You won't ever hear me hurting anyone. I'm not here talking about people's families. I don't talk about people's children. I don't go and lie. If someone invited me to a conference and I couldn't go, I wouldn't lie and say it was because of my children. I don't lie on my children like that. So if you invited me to a conference and I said I was going, I would always go. And I would never lie to someone saying you lie on my children to not go somewhere. I wouldn't do it because I love my children and I wouldn't lie on them. And I'm enough of me and confident in me to tell you if I don't want to go somewhere, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to make an obligation and ruin your reputation because of something else. I mean, it's betrayal, but it's a lesson because that's my fault, family. It's my fault. It's my fault for not vetting people out. It's my fault for being too trusting, too easily. I'll let people in. I do it all the time. That's my fault. Don't ever blame them. So when I share this with you, please don't blame them. That's not their fault. That's my fault. Because I should have vetted. I should have listened to the people who talked about Offset and talked about what she did in the past. I should have listened to them. Because it was many of you who came on here told me what Offset did to other people. I didn't listen to you, so I got burnt. That's my fault. I should have listened or I should have vetted her out myself. With Aluna, I should have just known she doesn't like to be in public. She doesn't like to make public appearances. I just knew from other things she did. That's my fault. Because Soul was already a nasty person on all the circles that people knew him. He talked dastardly about a whole bunch of people. That's my fault. So please don't feel bad for me. This is literally a lesson for me. I should have known better. I should have really vetted people out. And also, I need to make better decisions. That is all on me. So I'm just saying, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for Argentina. You know what I mean? Some things I have to learn for myself. I won't ever let anyone come to anything that I do without not giving even exchange. Even when I let that Baron character come to my thing, he was disrespectful. He was smoking drugs. They know I'm not drug. I should have never done that. That's my fault because that's me people pleasing. It isn't right. Well, thank you, Camille. I learned. You guys warned me, Camille. You actually did. I didn't know. And I learned. That's all. And I'm not betrayed, because at the end of the day, I'm grateful. My family's beautiful. I'm healthy. Grateful I'm healthy. I'm grateful I live a great life. That's all. But I had to learn that lesson. So I don't share this with you to throw shade. I let you know because a lot of you say that I do things that I don't. But to let you know that people do some cruel things to me that I would never do to them. I would never do to Aluna and to Offset what they did to me. I would never do that. And I would never lie on my children. I wouldn't ruin anything for them. I wish them well even to this day. But that was cruel. That was literally cruel what they did. Both of them. So I don't speak to any one of them. I block both of them. I don't speak to Offset and I don't speak to Aluna. That was mean. You could have just said you didn't want to come to my conference. That's fine. I had plenty of people who wanted to come. And as far as Kasol, he's like a nightmare. No, I know absolutely. Yeah, I learned a lesson, and that's okay. And I'll make better decisions. I will in the future. I will. I'll be more mindful and more self-aware. That's all. But there's nothing to be jealous about with me. I don't have so much that someone should be jealous. Listen, my platform is smaller than Offset's and it's smaller than Luna's. There's nothing they should be jealous about with me. There's nothing they should ever. I'm just a very meek person. You've seen me in the same house. There's no reason to be jealous with me. There's no reason. If they're jealous of me, that's mental illness. Because there's no reason. And I'm a girl's girl. I support women. I do. But I don't like when women are mean to other women, and I won't support women that are cruel and use other women. That's the only thing. That's why that other woman got removed from my group. I didn't like her. She was just using my group. She was just using everything, trying to pander for money for everywhere. It's disrespectful. He's not, because Soul is not, it's not that he doesn't do legit readings. His readings are legit. He's just, he's materialistic. He's agenda based. It's not that his readings were good. I don't have a problem with that. Say he was making up stories saying I was saying that his readings sucked. No, but he's a hustler. He is a hustler. He hustles for money. When he stopped feeding off of my platform, he said I owe him money. Yeah, he said I owe him money. This is crazy. Oh, Electric Goddess, send a go to a Cypher, because I did clean out Cypher. It may have been you weren't active. That could have been why. Oh, we raised money for, yeah, for air condition for her. But that's what I'm saying. Raise money and then ask for money like that, and then go and ask them, you know, raise money for that. Raise money for the air conditioner. But the same point, no one ever saw the air conditioner, but they saw a whole lot of other stuff. There was other things to that. I can't say because I don't want to disclose someone's personal business, but that was a scam. That was a scam. I mean, I'm not the sweetest. I don't say people shouldn't dislike me. Not everybody's going to rock with me, but I'm just saying the things that they say are untrue. The things that they say are untrue. They will do things, they will say lies, and most people are looking for negative things about me. So they will say lies that can't be provable. You know what I mean? You like the rain? It's beautiful. Yeah. And again, this share was not to throw shade, it's to speak my truth. Because I think I was tired of people coming to me saying, oh, you know, Fleurbrun, how's Aluna doing? I don't talk to Aluna. You know what I mean? How's Offset doing? I don't talk to them. You know, there's after a while, you're just tired of people asking about people who did dirt to you. So it's like, now you know what happened. So, you know, there was other things. I don't wish anybody unwell. I wish everybody well. And again, she didn't, as far as Aluna, I don't think she's a malicious person. That's the difference. I think she got an issue with me, or she had an issue with me, and maybe she just didn't want to, you know. And again, that character went to her and said I was going to hurt her and her child. And that, because she told Saki that. She told Saki she went to, I could sue somebody for that. You know what I mean? I could be real nasty because I have the dough to go sue people. And I have the resources to do it. You don't go to somebody and say they're going to ruin someone's going to get possessed at the conference. She went to Asset and she went to Luna. That's what she told Saki. And then she has the audacity to say, oh, she's talking bad about me. Look at the screenshot. This is like a month after she told her not to go to my conference. It's like crazy. People are crazy. They throw a rock and then they blame you for the reaction. No, honey, it was after the fact. No, it's not terrible, family. I just tell you so you don't feel like you're asking me too many questions. Like when you ask me questions about those two, now you know why. And that's not a lie, it's a fact. Nothing I told you just now is conjecture. Those are facts. Those are things you can actually look up. These are not things I'm making up, you know. So I just want to clear the air because everybody asked me about them. So now you know. I don't rock with either one of them. But I'm not mad if you do. I just don't rock with either one of them. I don't talk to them. I would never talk to them again. It's not people I would have in my life. Anybody who would do something to someone that didn't warrant that, I wouldn't be friends with. I would have to do something to you. I would have to do dirt to you for you to feel justified to do those things to me. Oh, Electric Goddess, yes. Electric Goddess, go to there and Nora and Selma could add you back in. No, it's okay. Okay, family, I don't want to, you know, I might have to take this video down. I don't want you to feel bad for me. Don't feel bad. Everything that happens to someone is for a reason. It's probably some karma for something I did in the past. I don't know. I could have done some in the past. That was probably karma. You know, remember, I accept my lesson, and I accept the consequence of any actions I may have done to warrant it. It was a lesson. I learned it. I did. So please don't feel bad for me. I'm not harboring any ill feelings towards those two women, but I wouldn't be a party to them. That's all. But don't feel bad for me. I deserve to learn that lesson. I was in that vibration to learn that lesson. And from that, I will be much more mindful of things. I will. You know what I mean? Everything we experience is for our betterment, to teach us aspects of ourselves, to deal with things that are necessary. I don't do air condition. I know everybody likes that. I get an itchy throat every time I put the AC on in the car. I know people don't like me being hot in the car. I just don't like the AC in the car. If I sit in the house, I have central air, and I filter it with a UV light and with charcoal. I do a charcoal filter in my filtering system and in my home, and I also do a UV light. So I don't mind the filter in my house, but I do not like to put the AC on in the car. It's the worst thing. Do you guys get that too? Like the scratchy throat? You guys get the scratchy throat in a car? I get it. Are there moderators? Ooh, you hear that? What happened? Moderators, are y'all getting along? Don't get in a fight over me. You do. You get a scratchy throat, right? I don't like the air. It feels good. It just makes me itchy. Is there drama? Oh, Lord. Lords, what happened? Please, moderators. Show restraint. What happened? Okay, wait. Let's chill out. Let's chill out, please. Let's chill. Okay, so this video is probably going to be hidden. I'm actually going to private this video. When you guys go at it, though, you make everyone lose. Don't go at it. You guys should talk about it behind the scenes. You know what I mean? This is like letting the family business out. Yeah, being out and publicized. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to private the video. You guys on Patreon, you guys will see the video. I'm going to private it. But thank you for coming. I just felt like venting at the end. I hope you don't mind. But this way, many of you know now. So if anybody asks, you know what happened. So I don't get the 50 million questions about yada, yada. Now you know what happened. Okay? It's beautiful. I'm actually going to go run in the rain. Anyway, so I'm going to go, family. Be well, be peaceful, and be happy, and stay woke, okay? So I'm going to private the video. Don't worry about if the video gets privated. For those on Patreon, you can see it another time, okay? I just think this was probably a vetting. You see when it rains, I wanted to vet. I wanted to release. I hope it didn't bother you. I wanted to release the truth. Maybe it was like internally. You ever think internally it was like something inside of me? And I wanted to release this. I was tired of holding that in. Okay? All right. So I'm gone. I'm gonna actually walk outside in the rain. I'm excited because I'm hot too. So I'm gonna go outside in the rain. I manifested the rain to clear it out. Don't worry, mods. Don't worry. Be happy. All right. All right, babies. Have an amazing day. I shall talk to you later. And same, different day, same drama, right? I know the sisters, you know, they'll work it out. Don't worry. Let them work it out. All right, y'all. I love you. Thank you, Kashat. Oh, Kashat. Don't worry about them. Thank you for all you do. Give a voice to the people who have experienced things that they cannot explain. Thank you, Cassette, for sharing your journey too. Your share was really an eye-opener for many, and I'm really grateful that you were brave enough to really share that with us. So thank you. All right, family, I'm gonna go in the rain and cool off. All right, y'all. I love you. Have an amazing day and peace. Peace, peace, peace. If I can, you never know. I can't close this.